Welcome to Conversations with Jen and Mel. This show is about real life with real people, having real conversations, from better health to mental health and more. Let's check out the conversation right now with your host, Jen and Mel.
All right. So here's part 2, but now we're talking about do good guys finish last? And we got a few guys in the audience today, so it should be on and popping. So to start with, Melanie and I do not believe that good guys finish last. No, that is our stick. Yes. Most time they don't finish last. They got broke pickers. They pick them, bro. They pick them, bro. However, during our intermission, we have a conversation. Let some gentlemen disagree strongly, cohesively.
Yes, we do.
They were multiplying. Yes.
Let everybody know that there's 3 against 2 right now.
There are 3 against 2. There are 3 against 2 and the others on mute. So
3 against 2. So let's go. Let's get it started. As you were saying, do good guys finish last?
No.
Yes. Your point to good guys not finishing last.
Because I know a lot of good guys who are winning. Okay. Their relationships and business. And I don't understand what you mean by you finish last.
So let's keep with the relationship part.
Relationship. Okay.
Okay. I say that on both ends, everything starts off superficial. It's about the attraction to the person. It's not a personality. It's not you just getting to know them. There was some reason that you gave this guy your number. Mm-hmm. Correct? Do y'all agree?
For me, yes, because I am superficial.
Okay. Melody is quiet now. Melody is never quiet. And all of a sudden,
I'm replaying some mental health, some mental crisis I've been in my head and in my life and trying to figure out, okay, well, dang, why did I even, And so I'm replaying some things. Are you talking about the superficial? And so, no, we're not always that superficial.
When a guy approach you, what makes you give him his number? Hey, how you doing? My name is, okay.
And so the key is it's not that she has to even be attracted to you always. It says you have an opportunity not to offend her. And so this is your chance to give her number without offending her.
So you're saying that a guy has a chance. They don't have to be attractive or appealing to you at all. You're going to give them a chance if they don't offend you. Absolutely.
In a lot of cases, yes. Yes.
Panel, do you believe that? Here, Kelly, right down. Take the mic.
Young man.
Oh, no,
Young man. What's up, yo?
So,
the way that your approaches you makes a big difference as to whether or not you will give him your number.
well, if he approaches you and he's nervous and he's stumbling, but it's not offensive, and maybe he's flooding or something, or he has an outfit that you don't like, are you still gonna give him a chance?
So that's what you attribute that stumbling to in that moment. And so insecurity speaks volumes, but nervousness is different. Okay.
How do you tell the difference on the spot?
My stepmom and my father's example. So my stepmom was not attracted to my father because the way he dressed, and she felt like he needed a haircut. He was outdated. But he ended up winning her over. And then she, what you call it? She's dappered him up a little bit. Yeah. And so I remember being a kid right out of high school working at Myers. And I was probably about 18, 19. And there was this young man. I mean, he was the weirdest looking young guy. And I actually had went to high school with him and didn't know it. He was never going to be my type because this was probably in the most superficial time of my life ever. But he wore his hair like kid and play, and it was gelled straight up, and He liked jerseys and he wore jerseys and he didn't care if the jersey matched his shoes or he wore any color sweatpants, and he was extremely intelligent and just awkward in his own skin and growing into the man that he would be. But when I tell you I had reached a place, even at that young age, I was about 19, that I had experienced enough bad guys that this young guy was refreshing. It was the way that he loved me that drew me to him. When I would have never given him my number before, it was because of that place that I was in my life, that even if I wanted to put him in the friend zone, he was so passionate and pursued me, because men are hunters. He hunted me with love. He hunted me with gentleness. He showed me what love looked like. And I'm telling you, it impacts me to this day. Because you can talk a good game, but I saw love in action. And he showed me what it looked like. And I'd never seen that displayed in a relationship before with a man. And so he showed me that. And so
I got a question.
He was never my type.
He wasn't?
Never.
But he was your type after what?
He never became my type as far as how he appeared. But love covers a multitude of faults. It was his love for me. God says, he said, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. It was his loving kindness that drew me to him.
Okay.
And so his love caused me to no longer see his imperfections of what I would have seen as superficial, but I saw his love towards. I loved him because he first loved me. I loved him because of his love for me.
Do you consider that guy a good guy?
That guy was an amazing guy.
Did he come after, like last, from those other guys that you just mentioned? Did you had a bunch of them before that you talked to? Did he come? Was he first or was he last?
I don't know if he was first or last, because he never tried to be. He just was present. He was present. He never tried to be or insert himself. He was just always present. So it wasn't even an extended period of time. He was just present.
Did you date him? Did you wind up dating him?
Yes.
Was he last?
No.
So he was first.
So when I decided that he was friend, he was in the middle. No. He never pursued a relationship with me. He never pursued a relationship with me. He was always, what you need me to be, I'm there. And when I was in a relationship when he met me, but he was my friend first. And when I was no longer in a relationship, when my relationship had broken up, and things went awry, he was still there. He was like, but I'm right here.
Because he always had the intentions of wanting to be with you. He always showed you the signs too. He didn't have to say, he showed you the signs.
But I was taken when he met me. I was taken when he met me. But he was my friend, so he was never disrespectful. He just continued to pursue me in love. He continued to show me what love looked like. And so I understood that where to find love.
So it's not like he chose to play the friend role until his opportunity made it.
What?
How is that making
opportunity?
So where is he?
What happened?
Hold on, get the mic. Yeah, say it in the mic.
So what happened to the guy? Whatever happened to him?
What happened to him is
He was a good guy.
he was a good guy.
And so
He was a good guy that dropped out of school and got a job at the post office. He was going to school to be a doctor. Just to get started making a lot of money, living in his mom's house, started spending all his money on video games and cars. And talking about getting married. Now I got a ring on my finger, and all your checks are going to video games and cars. And so I'm sorry, but now you're talking about being a husband. Even though he was a good guy, he wasn't ready to be husband. And now this is 35 years ago. He just got married last year. So even though he was ready to be a good guy and a good man to me, but he still had to learn about the world, And so I saw him changing as he had different exposure. He was a different man when he started working at the plant. When he started getting exposure to more guys, he became a different guy. When he started before he worked at the post office, he became.
So as he got a different exposure, he became a different guy. But now he's a different man. But it took him all these years up until last year for him to get married. And he still doesn't have any kids. And so it took him a time to become who he wanted to be, to experience life how he wanted to. And so it took him a while to come around. But when I met him, was he a great guy? He was a great guy. But as far as me talking about marriage, he was not husband material. And honestly, I was not wife material.
Hopefully. Okay, all I want to say that all these people that came after the nice guys, we always get put in the friend zone. Hey, can you take me here? Can you pick me up? Can you loan me a couple of dollars? But you don't get to the place you want to be in a relationship on a man's side. Females, they're happy. They got what they want, and they're still doing what they want to do behind your back, telephone, or whatever. And that's how I feel being a nice guy. It's sometimes you want to back away from that. Sometimes you just want to just go and say, look, this is how it's going to be.
So what you're saying is you don't think that those things happen to bad guys?
Well, bad guys don't care.
Good guy, bad guy.
Bad guys don't care. They just move on to the next.
So you think that is the exception because you're being nice to the wrong woman. So it doesn't matter if you're a bad guy to the wrong woman or a good guy to the wrong woman. If the woman is immature, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad, she's still immature. It doesn't make her any more mature because you choose her and you're nice.
Maybe. I don't know. But I'm just saying, right now I have a nice girl. I didn't say
you
that.
have an amazing girl.
Anyway,
You better get it right.
but that's where my life experiences have been.
Yeah.
You know,
That's because you were choosing the wrong woman to begin with.
that's possible. I have seen some crazies out there, but I got a nice one now.
So it seems like we're having the same argument. You know, you're saying that the good guys or all guys are attracted for physical appearance, right? Is it all guys or just the good guys?
It's
Because I don't understand.
it's most guys. It's not all guys.
It's most guys, okay? And the women,
Guys are attracted to
It's not my ex. My. And so
that's the wrong thing to, because the way y'all making it seem is that's the wrong thing to do.
no.
That's exactly why I
there are
said
women with
it's
character
wrong.
flaws, just like there's men with character flaws. So if you choose the wrong woman based just on what she looks like, or because she's more sexually active,
When
that's
a
what you're looking for.
when a man initially looks, you have eyes. You're going to approach what you like. That's what you're going to do. You're not just going to eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You know, I'm just going to talk to her because she was mo.
So
You know what I'm saying? No.
question to you
You're going to talk to who you see.
So, okay, now let's take this deeper. Now, as spiritual people, let's take this deeper. So, are we attracted to that thing in her, that thing in her that's working, or are we attracted to what she looks like? Like, because you can see an innocent girl that can have that same beauty and not have that same energy.
We don't know about the energy. We're talking about the initial contact.
No.
How do you know with the initial contact? If I'm at the mall or I'm somewhere, I see a woman that I'm attracted to.
Body language, her energy, your energy.
The way she
They'll be.
The way she walks, the way she talks. I have a cousin that is a beautiful woman. When I tell you African, I mean long hair, brown skin, and because of her mannerism and how she can, Black African American men aren't attracted to her, but men of other races are. You know, it's because of the energy where she exudes. And so, no. We speak before we speak. We've already had a conversation before. So are you drawn to what's in that woman that's having that other conversation with you versus that woman that is just cute?
Well, I'm approaching a woman that I'm attracted to. I want her number, and with time, by going on a date and talking, you get everything else. A woman is giving the guy the number who's she's attracted to. It's not by his personality, because you don't know a guy's personality.
First of all, you give guys their number all the time. Just because it's safer. And not all the time because she's attracted to him. Just
Okay, when I'm talking about the guy that you actually would talk to.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to that guy because there's something appealing about him, and it ain't his personality. It's not, because you don't know the guy. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
I know that personality, but it may be his charisma.
Okay.
It may not be his personality. It may be his confidence.
So it's swag. Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's okay for you if your swag is that you're intelligent. If your swag is that you're well spoken. If your swag is, but long as you're confident in that. And then your shyness is just you being nervous versus you just being timid and weak. And so being a man is just, a woman wants to see a man. And so it's not always for the same reasons. Like we're not always saying, we're not always, I'm sorry.
So you're giving, so one of the most charismatic men on the planet was Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
So Notorious B.I.G. can come up to you and he can pull you out. Okay, so at least you can say, thank you.
Absolutely not.
Can he pull you?
Hold on. I used to have a girlfriend. I
just want a yes or a no.
No. I used to like tall, slim, thin. I had girlfriends that'd be like, no, I need a big dude.
I'm talking about you.
No,
if Biggie was to come up with you with all his make you laugh swagger, because that's what he was known for.
But he's
charming women.
Okay.
Charming women.
So just because,
and let's just say he's not the rapper, okay, but he still has the charisma. Okay.
He probably didn't have no problem before he had that. Do you see out these streets? Do you see these men alone?
Okay.
Or do you see in pictures?
You still haven't answered. Would you?
That was a no. She just described what her idea was.
Why is that a no? Now you said somebody could just approach. If he come with that, he's coming big, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Coochie down to the socks. He's coming. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a grown woman, that ain't gonna work.
Huh?
I'm a grown woman, that ain't gonna work.
Okay, so his confidence and swag is not gonna work. So what makes you not talk to him then? Because he's gonna come correct.
Okay.
He doesn't, he's an intelligent guy. He's gonna come correct.
Give me that. Then you can have my phone number with that.
Okay, so you're gonna talk to B.
If you're gonna have
Now you know. now you know she ain't gonna talk.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know I'm gonna air this, right?
I don't care.
It's gonna be aired.
Because I'm not gonna be. If I was 21, if I was 31, maybe if I was 40. I'm 53. I understand that. You got a hard way to go if I'm going to judge you based on how you look. Because it's got to be more to a man. But see, beautiful used to be my statement. I want a beautiful man. They look like brothers. They're talking about, I don't want to kiss none of them to this day. I mean, and so I've met enough great-looking supermodel men to understand that in the end, they were the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life. So give me a man that's a beautiful man, and I don't care what you look like. I don't have to see your physical type like that. I got to be able to stomach you and everything when you get on my nerves.
Jennifer, go ahead and laugh. Just go ahead.
Serious.
Just go ahead.
To be able to stomach.
Just go ahead and laugh.
Listen, because even Biggie can be dressed up.
He was.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
But we're talking about not the superstar Biggie. Just him as he was always like that. Just a charismatic guy. That's how he talk. That's how he spit. That's how he spit his game. Everybody is superficial in the beginning. what triggered you to give the guy's number. It could have been his politeness, but it was physical. It was some kind of physical attraction.
So
His eyes, his something, his height, his eyes, something.
But then it didn't.
Hold on, say it in the mic. Say it in the mic.
Remember, didn't Tupac said the same thing that before his fame and everything, that the women just wouldn't even see him. He'd be standing next to you. And he said they wouldn't even see. They wouldn't even see him. He said the same women a year later, they see him. They just can't control themselves. They just screaming.
So let's say this. So did okay? So his money changed, but did his confidence change?
He said he was the exact same guy.
No. You're not the same guy walking around almost Tupac, maybe Tupac, only deal away from Tupac versus being Tupac.
The only difference is they knew he was Tupac now. Not he changed, they changed.
And so them knowing didn't change. That's like you being a hidden success. Like
I don't agree with him because Tupac and the Jada thing, I would say that for most men would be considered winning. And that was before he blew up and became like Tupac. So who was he looking for when he said the people was ignoring him? But like you talking about in the 8th grade? Like
no, I'm talking about the right before his success. He said he'd be in the club and he'd be standing next to women and we'd try to talk to him, try to dance, and just nobody would dance with him, nobody paid him attention. He said a year later, the exact same situations, and everybody's losing their mind standing next to him. They can't control themselves. He's like, I'm the same person.
What you're saying is that his money made him more appealing.
His fame.
His fame made him more appealing.
Fame does like more appealing.
Okay, I agree. I can't disagree. Okay.
But if I personally had to choose between Biggie and Tupac, it's Tupac all day.
I agree. I strongly agree.
But I'm also the girl, though, when it was between Denzel and Wesley Snipes.
So why is it now, Melody? Why is it that it would be Pac over Biggie, and the most charismatic person is Biggie?
Okay, so
he would approach you better than Pac would.
I was always 100 pounds heavier than I am now, and bumping belts. This wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yes.
So it's like, hold on. Okay. So is that something that you've seen with your eyes physically about Biggie that you prove? Yeah, everything y'all saying is proving our points.
It is.
Everything y'all saying is proving
because who said Biggie was a nice guy?
I'm just saying, well, hey, when it's written and said, oh, God, that he's very charismatic person.
He might be charismatic, but that don't mean he was nice.
He can talk you out of...
no, let's go back to church. I remember when I was single. Like I was literally single. Like I hadn't dated anybody in 14 years single. And I wasn't just, it was work, school, and church for me single. It was, like chastity belt single, that type of single. And I remember this guy was probably uglier than Biggie. And I gave him my phone number.
You said ugly?
Yes, he was ugly. He was uglier. He was uglier. And
I didn't think...
He was a musician.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, let's just see, whatever. He was a nice guy. And so I prayed about it. Because I was wasting my time. And so that was the whole issue of me being single. Because before I waste my energy, because I understood I wanted to be a wife. Before I waste my energy, I'm going to pray about it. Before I go and get tied up and get busy, because I could smell a man when you walk in the door 6 feet away. I could smell you. And so God told me, he said, don't go out with him. He tipping and tapping everything. And so just because he was ugly didn't make him nicer.
Right.
I have a question. Well, back to the topic.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all met nice guy, did y'all put him on a plan? You were like, okay, we'll see. How many times he gonna call me? when is he calling me? Where he taking me? Things like that. Whereas the bad guy be like, hey, we going here and let's go. Let's do this.
No. No,
I you know, 'cause that's our experience. You know, the nice guys, oh, wait, you gonna take me? Okay.
So I think that
Let's talk for a while. Let's do this and that. And while they doing all that talking, they're doing other things.
so I want you to
I'm,
the issue here,
you got to put on a plan.
yeah, nice guys get playing.
You got to put on a plan.
He's speaking hypothetically.
Yes, I'm on history.
So my issue is, why did you allow yourself to be tolerated?
Because we're nice guys.
But why did you? And so now I want to ask not just the nice guys, but I also want to ask the nice girl. And so when you saw that they didn't see your value and you understood that you are a nice guy, why did you allow yourself to be tolerated?
Eventually you leave.
Okay,
Okay, but that still lasts.
no, but
That still go back. Let's start all over again.
Well, we get
Let's find something else.
we get, we hear, well, you got to be persistent. I like a man that's persistent. I like a man to pursue me.
absolutely.
So,
But when you see she's not giving you a real exchange back and she's only tolerating you and baiting
You
you,
don't know that.
you don't know.
No, you
Men
think
don't know
you're making
because
progress.
men
She's
think
not.
that anything stroking their ego is acceptable. So the moment she does something, because women are calculating, understand hell is a her. Wisdom is a her. And so when it talks about it, a woman, so men think that they're cunning. You ain't seen nothing until you seen a slick chick. And so I'm saying, so when you're talking about these calculated steps, women stroke your ego intentional. When women do things, they're intentional. And so many men are brought captive and even led astray because the woman is stroking their ego just enough to keep them interested.
you've proven his point.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, even the thing that I would say to a woman is, why allow yourself to be tolerated when it's somebody every day, all day long? If your choices are, if you're outnumbered, if women are outnumbering you 4-1 and 5-1, why are you allowing yourself because she cute?
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Conversations with Jen and Mel. Please join us every Monday at 8 p.m. for new episodes on Facebook, YouTube, Rick.tv, and the Rick TV app by way of Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Join us again next time on Conversations with Jen and Mel.